Hey, what's up, man? GoReacts back with another one. Today we got a video from How to ADHD, and this is called How to Deal with Rejection Sensitivity. Again, my algorithm suggests me all this weird stuff where it's trying to diagnose me all the time because it's like, is this guy is he retarded or something? Like, people are always trying to diagnose problems with me where there might not even be a problem, right? This has been since I'm a kid. Like, they're like, what is that guy's deal? What's his, because I'm a weird guy. Admittedly, I'm kind of a weird person, but I always feel like I'm getting diagnosed, and I feel like my algorithm is diagnosing me here. It can't be that he's an eclectic learner or he's interested in various types of media and various types of things. It's, oh, he has attention deficit disorder. It's always a fucking disease with me. So it's always got to be some sort of, he's got a problem. So I feel like my algorithm is trying to diagnose me a little bit here. So let's see what they're trying to diagnose me with.
Hello brains! I wanted to make this video a long time ago, but I was afraid of rejection. The irony.
Passive aggressive joke that doubles as a competitive gaslighting tool. You see these motherfuckers on here, man, they be subbing me, man. My YouTube algorithm be subbing me, bro. They say, oh yeah, Mr. ADHD, we see you're getting no fucking views and nobody gives a fuck about your videos, so get your ADHD ass. Here's something that might help you, sick ass, with your problems. You see, here's my thing. Like, yo, everything's got to be a diagnosis of what's wrong with this person. Or it's not really that anything's wrong with me per se. I just tend to go the opposite way of popular opinion. And the reason why is because if people are not putting enough brain power on the other side of the argument, you often wonder why they're not doing so. So I tend to be a guy who holds uh, opinions that are contrary to what popular belief is. I find conformity to be very cringy and stuff like that. So I'm just always trying to see things the other way. That's just my, and I'm not no genius or nothing because I do that. That's just the way I see shit. Um, so sometimes that can be perceived as you're not gonna be a popular guy if you're going against popular opinion a lot. That's number one. Number two, I don't really care about being rejected. I've been rejected in front of hundreds of thousands and millions of people, which is kind of weird, right? That millions of people would see that nobody fucks with you. But I've been rejected in front of a lot of people, so I don't really care about that. I'd rather hold my unpopular opinion, or right, I'd rather argue the other side of things, and that's the way I've always been. Like, I don't, popularity means nothing to me. It doesn't do anything for you. I've been popular once in my life before, and it doesn't fucking mean anything. Who cares? People tell you you're great and this stuff. It doesn't matter. Also, yes, there are things I'm apprehensive about. I'm apprehensive about showing my body online and showing myself because I don't look that great. Like, nobody needs to see me in a video. I'm not like some of these fat, disgusting rappers who be out there showing you their bellies fucking on videos. I don't need to do all that, right? You don't need to see me because I'm not visually appealing. So that's one thing that it has nothing to do with rejection shit.
Rejection sensitivity is a huge issue for a lot of us with ADHD, including me. But before I explain why, I think it's important to clarify the difference between the terms rejection sensitive dysphoria, or RSD, and rejection sensitivity, or RS. Rejection sensitive dysphoria is a term that's being talked about a lot in the ADHD community right now.
Yeah. Pump the brakes, pump the brakes. There's a fucking ADHD community. What the fuck is this? World of Warcraft? Motherfucker? Like, yo, there is a little community for every conceivable idea that people can come together on, man. It's just crazy how the internet does that. How there's a fucking group for anything. Nerds will get together and talk about anything. I bet you there's a message board and a whole dialect, a whole fucking list of words and slingo that nobody else knows but that group. You know what I mean? There's a group for everything. There's a group for gum under the deskers and fucking bicycle pump people. There are people who talk about bicycle pumps online. I'm sure there's a community. I'm sure there's an entire fucking bulletin board dedicated to it. An entire message board. People are just fucking culty like that. They just like, I want to be in a cult. I want to be a part of something. I want to be on the inside of something. It's fucking weird, man. People are strange. You gotta love them though, man. But they are fucking strange, bro.
It was created by Dr. William Dodson, who describes it as a triggered, wordless emotional pain that occurs after a real or perceived loss of approval, love, or respect. According to Dodson, RSD appears to be the one emotional condition found only with ADHD, and he recommends specific medications to treat it. But if you ask your doctor about RSD, they probably won't have heard about it, because it's not in the DSM, and because, as of this video, neither I nor my research team could find a single scientific study about it, which means as much as it resonates with people with ADHD, and as validating as it can feel to have this official sounding term to describe what we experience, it hasn't really been researched yet. That might change, and I'd be super curious to read the research on it when it does come out. In the meantime, that doesn't mean the intense sensitivity to rejection we feel isn't real. Trust me, it is. And that
Why do we need validation from institutions to feel a certain way? See, this is this big problem that's going on in America right now with technocratic governance, right? This whole idea that we need experts to tell us how to feel about something. You could just feel some type of way. I mean, you don't need an institution to validate your feelings. That's bogus.
is validated by research. In fact, rejection sensitivity, or the tendency to anxiously expect, readily perceive, and intensely react to rejection, is mentioned in several research studies in relation to ADHD. RS is not exclusive to ADHD. It's actually associated with many psychiatric conditions, including social anxiety, borderline personality disorder, and body dysmorphia. But
Yo, straight up, I think I got all these shits, bro. You ever overhear people talking about like a disease and you're like, yeah, motherfucker, are they talking about me? Do I have that shit? You know, hypochondriac on them, like.
They show that it is common in ADHD. In ADHD, it seems to be because our brains have difficulty regulating emotions in general. You can learn more about that in this video. And that most of us have a long history of repeated instances of actual rejection. According to one study, children and adolescents with ADHD are rated lower on social preference, are less well-liked, are more often rejected, are more likely to be designated non-friends by their peers, and have fewer reciprocal friends. Up to 70% of these children with ADHD may have no close friends by 3rd grade. That was me. When I was a kid, I brought a book with me everywhere because by the time I could read, I already expected my peers not to include me. The first time I liked a boy, I saved up all my allowance to buy him a giant Valentine's heart full of chocolates, only to leave it on his desk and then run away. He never knew it was from me. The first couple of times someone broke up with me, one of which was because my best friend was dating him behind my back, it was so painful.
You know, I know she's trying to clean it up for the video, but wouldn't that be funny if she just like broke out and said, because my ex-best friend was fucking my man. Because my ex-best friend was sucking my boyfriend's dick. So now I have rejection, whatever the fuck.
That I learned not to trust my friends and to figure out what boys wanted and give it to them, even when that meant neglecting my own needs.
So in response to all that, I learned how to cook and give really good hand jobs.
So that they never had a reason to leave. And I've always been called too sensitive. My sensitivity to rejection is so intense that even perceived rejection, like getting a piece of criticism from a boss, I'd melt down crying or get angry and say things that would sometimes result in actual rejection, like getting fired. Rejection sensitivity is very real and very painful. Caroline McGuire, who wrote Why Will No One Play With Me?, explains.
Yo, I hope that's not a book for adults, man. Why will no one play with me? What the fuck? I hope that book is not geared towards adults, man. It shouldn't be, right? But maybe there are some adults who had some sort of childhood trauma. You gotta let your childhood go. It happened in the past. It ain't coming back. It's not coming back for you. Let your childhood trauma go. Let that shit go, B. Let it go, man. I mean, we all fucking got bullied and fucking embarrassed and peed ourselves and did all kind of fucking and vomited in front of everybody and did all kinds of embarrassing shit. Got bullied. All kinds of shit happened to us when we were kids. We got fucking ran over by our parents, right? And treated like a fucking idiot. We all went through that. You just get over it. You just get older one day and you're like, well, I'm fucking 30-ish and I'm over that shit.